What's going on YouTube? Hope you are all doing well. We are back for session number 3. It is Saturday. Tomorrow is my fucking birthday. 33 years old I am tomorrow. That's not a joke. I know I look 40. I was having a really interesting chat with someone earlier about mileage is more important than age. And at the moment I'm on about 350,000 miles. So we're doing all right, bruv. Oh my God, I've just squirted. Squats today. As well as some shoulder pressing. Wait. Something else. Can't think. Heartshocks and behind the back holds for grip. I will bring you along for the ride and you can watch me suffer on my Heartshocks and laugh how bad I am at running. But we're getting there. I did some Heartshocks in the week, as you know, and they weren't too bad. Today's probably going to be much worse, but we'll get it done. We will get it done. As a treat to myself for my birthday, I am planning on doing my squats today without shitting myself. So those of you that have been following along on my Instagram, you'll have seen that my last squat session, which was the Friday before I went on holiday a couple of weeks ago, I did a top set of 5 with 210. The pauses were a little bit questionable. And on the 3rd rep, some poo left my body. It's the second time in my life that's happened. The first time it ever happened was in 2018 or 19. And I didn't know I was ill until I'd come up with, coincidentally, 210 kilos, and I had the runs real bad and I didn't know. This time, I have no excuse. Really bizarre. Just a nugget left my body. Hopefully we don't do that today. That would be nice anyway. That'd be a nice little gift to myself, is to be able to squat without excreting. Is excreting a word? Excrement. Do you excrete excrement? Don't know. Just try not to shit myself on it. But I've had a good morning. We've just done Saturday morning strong at the gym this morning. We normally get anywhere between sort of 15 and 25 people turn up and just blast strongman shit for a couple hours. It's fucking awesome. It once started off as a class at my gym, but it's now a session. So people can kind of turn up and do whatever they want. I'm on hand all morning for guidance and technique and bits and pieces, and I'll keep an eye on people, and they've got an opportunity to be able to come up to me and ask me questions and have me take a look at stuff. So it's like a guided session, if you like. So if anyone's watching this that wants to come down on a Saturday morning, pay £10 for a day pass and just join straight in. It's fucking such good fun and such a laugh. Always is. It's one of the highlights of my week for sure. I feel like I have more stuff to sell you, but I can't fucking remember. Just fucking train, shall we? It's an interesting session, this, because there isn't anything in here that is necessarily directly comp related. There's no event work. We do have the grip work at the end, the behind the back holds, which I've been enjoying progressing those. That could be comp related. Now, Haynes Farm, Paddy has put, as he always does, a surprise event in there. There's a secret event. There's an event that we don't know what it is. Mystery event, that's what he calls it. My hunch is that it's going to be something grip related, because Paddy likes his grip and there's nothing currently grip in the competition. Could be wrong, but it's probably a good idea to get strong at grip. Like last year, it was a grip event. It was a tractor hold. So parked the tractor on a slope and the lads had to hold onto a rope and just hold it for as long as possible. His descriptives, he's left like a clue, a bit of a clue, on his strength register. And it's everything begins with D. It's like disgusting, ghastly, this, that and the other, or whatever. Lots of D's. So grippy wise, could be dead hangs, could be dinny hold or dinny walk, I don't know. That's what I imagine for something grippy, but we'll just see. Everyone's in the same boat with that one, other than people that maybe have got a bit of an inside scoop on it that are close to Paddy. I don't know, depends how secretive he is about it. I'm not really worried about it either. It'll just be whatever it'll be. I just need to work on the obvious with me and see what happens and do as Shane tells me. So let's get into squats. Pull squats today. My knee feels a little bit ropey from axle pressing on Thursday, but we'll see. Once I get warming up, maybe it'll be all right, maybe it won't. I'll chat to you at the end. Cheers. Fucking cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Yeah, mate. Fucking cheers, mate. Thanks, mate. Cheers, mate. Oh man, sweating like a pig. Session done did. Not a bad one, not a bad one. You're probably at this point wondering why I was dancing around like a twat being that guy in the gym doing shadow boxing and then obviously hitting the bag afterwards. Much to my frustration, my shins just weren't having it as far as Heartshocks. I probably dug myself a grave by doing some Heartshocks earlier in the week. Didn't do me much of a favour, as I got started by just doing some jogging, some side to sides, trying to get my hips and knees and ankles and feet, motor skills, everything sort of flowing nice, ready for some Heartshocks. And every time I jogged, by the time I got to the end of the 20 metres, I was limping. Sometimes when I've done this before, I just keep going, keep jogging, keep working through it, a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a jog, a little bit of a rest, and it eases off and I'm able to get some work done. Unfortunately, that just didn't happen today. And that's really annoying because I really wanted to get into my Heartshocks today because I'm feeling quite fit at the moment for me, and was excited to just try and push it and beat what I've done previously with the Heartshocks, but it wasn't to be. So I did the bag instead and tried to move as much as I can. That's why I did a lot of the shadow boxing. It is because I want to work through my bad foot, so that's why like you'll see me like stepping and working around. I'm not really concentrating on my boxing, I'm focusing on pressing and working through the foot and almost treating it like rehab for the foot. So that felt quite beneficial, and I really pushed it on the bag as well. One thing I really want to just point out, and I've said this before on my Instagram, but I think it's important that I say it on my YouTube, I'm not a fucking boxer. You know, I've been boxing for 2 years, maybe 18 months, 2 years, something like that, somewhere in that ballpark. Just leisurely, once or twice a week, because I really enjoy it and it's good fitness, and it's fitness that stimulates me, like I spoke about before. Don't like hamster wheel fitness, but you know, I could keep just taking a rest, go again, take a rest, go again. I could hit that bag for an hour plus, quite happily do that. I think, to be honest, I've been here for 30-40 minutes anyway. So away from the boxing stuff though, because absolutely not related to strongman directly anyway. Session was decent. Squats I was very happy with. I've got to take this fucking tape off now, and it always sucks, it pulls on my hair. Reminds me, and those that play rugby will know, it reminds me of my rugby days, taking my lifting blocks off as a second row. If you don't know what I'm on about, don't worry about it. Squats went well, 220 for 5. Pulls, the third rep was a little bit soft in terms of the pulls, but I was happy with the others. The pauses were long enough. Where's the end of that there? The pauses were long enough to take the stretch reflex out of the hole, so it's not got that bounce and pop out of the hole. That felt all right, actually. It's some kind of bullshit PB as well, which I probably should celebrate, but that fucking hurts. I probably should celebrate it, but mentally I'm just, I don't know. It's strong for a pull squat, but what relevance is that to anything at this point in time? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a negative nunu. So I'll probably celebrate it later. But one thing I was very, very happy with, which shows stark progress, like really good progress, was my behind the back hold. You even probably saw me do a little fist pump. I was fucking well happy with that. That was 220 kilos for 23 seconds. Give it a go. Give it a go. I reckon that's on the grand scheme of things pretty decent. I'd like to get that up to 30 seconds. I fear that Shane is going to change my grip work next week, but I don't know. But I've kind of said to him that, like, if the motive for changing that is the fear of me getting bored of doing it, don't change it. Like, my grip's progressing on that really nicely. I've gone from doing 180 for 30 seconds to 220 for 23 seconds. And I feel like with a slightly better pick next week, I could probably get 220 for 26, 27, maybe even 30 seconds if I really dig and grit in. My left hand opened up, but my left hand wasn't solid on the pick. I rushed a little bit because the way I have the timer set up, I rushed the pick a little bit, but it was all good. Rest of the session was decent. The shoulder press was all right. That's the first time I've done ascending sets on that. He's normally had me do like a couple of sets of 12 or a couple of sets of 15 with given RPEs. That was ascending sets up to 8, so that's why I didn't go all out on that one. There was a good 2, possibly 3 reps in the tank on that. So I think that was it for my session, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. So that's another week done. That's what my weeks look like at the moment. And I'm going to have a big chill tomorrow, as it is my birthday tomorrow. I'm going shooting with a couple of mates, so that'll be nice, and just relaxing, enjoying some family time, eating some good grub. That's the plan. So I will see you again on Tuesday next week for whatever Shane programs me to do. I'm not sure what I'll be doing. With what we've been doing previously, it might be, it will be deadlifts, but it'll be speed work with a power bar from the floor, maybe. So we'll see. But thank you for following along. We gained a little bit more traction on these than I thought. I thought we was going to end up like with 20 to 50 views, but I think the first video is up to 100 and something views now, which it's not colossal, but it's better than where I thought we'd be. So thank you for that. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all of that jazz, and follow the journey along. If I can keep this as a habit, at the moment it doesn't feel too invasive of my training either. This is something that I can do fucking every session, like, why not? You know, just show you all of it. Doesn't feel so distracting at the moment, so. Right, fuck it. I'm gonna go and eat some flapjack. Till next time, peace, love and cake.